He was up at once, running once more, dodging left and right, reacting instinctively, trying to escape. He kept hoping he would see Jaya and Chris, but neither appeared. If they hadn't fled to the airfield, he would have to come back and find them, and he had no idea at all how he would accomplish that. In his hand, the sword of Lee blazed with magic that wove through the metal and into his body, filling him with confidence and strength. Addictive, euphoric, it swept through him in wave after wave. "Lee! Lee!" he shouted, and to the empty, darkened streets, giving out the battle cry of his ancestors. He carried their sword. He was entitled to their battle cry. He almost laughed as he felt so gleeful. Behind him, a pack of wolves appeared, yellow eyes gleaming. Their snarls warned him of their coming, and the sound of their claws digging into the roadway sent chills up his spine. He was beginning to wonder if there was anything Arcannon couldn't do. The sort of magic hadn't revealed itself in the Southland since the time of Edinja Orle, and she had been dead for more than a century. No magic of this magnitude was even suspected to exist anywhere within the Federation rule. Magic much smaller and less dangerous would have been swept up and locked away in a heartbeat. How Arcannon had avoided that was troubling, but there was no time to think about it now. The wolves were advancing on him, big, shaggy beasts. They were more than twice the size of normal wolves, slobbering and growling, long tongues lolling from their mouths, filled with razor-sharp fangs and hunger in their eyes. Paxson ran from him. Sword or no sword, he didn't care to stand and fight so many. If even one broke through his defenses, it would rip him apart. He searched for a way to escape them, for any refuge at all that would put him beyond their reach. But it was well past midnight, with dawn still hours away, and no one was on the streets, and no lights shone in the windows of the houses. He thought momentarily to climb a tree, a few of which were in evidence, but doing that would put him at the mercy of the sorcerer if he were tracking him, and Paxson felt pretty certain he was. Finally, he turned his back against a stone building wall and used the magic of the sword once more. Sheets of fire cut him off from the wolves, which slowed and backed away, snapping and tearing at the flames with their huge fangs, searching for a way to break through his defenses. Using magic was new to Paxson, and he was uncertain of its limits. He could feel his grip on it slipping away, suggesting it was neither unlimited nor certain. If he didn't break free of the wolves quickly, he would have to start running again. But this time, they would be right on his heels. How, he kept wondering, could a sorcerer conjure something of substance out of thin air? That shouldn't be possible. So maybe it wasn't. He dropped his broad defense against the pack and turned the sword on the closest wolf. Fire sheeted into the beast, and it vaporized instantly. Nothing but an image, he realized. He went after the others, disintegrating them one by one until they were all gone. Then he began to run again. Behind him, the streets were quiet. No pursuit showed itself. Our cannon remained a threat that did not materialize. He ran for what seemed like hours before he reached the airfield. To his relief, both Jayet and Chris were already there, waiting by the sprint. Grayling, as good as his word, had the vessel powered up and ready for liftoff. "I owe you for your help," Paxson told the boy. Grayling shrugged. "You all already paid me, remember? And if anyone asks, our cannon especially, I never saw you." Paxson and the girls climbed aboard and buckled on their safety harnesses. In seconds, they were airborne and flying north toward the highlands and home.